Okay, welcome. Dave Kelley and senior student of Buzz Durkin. I know pretty much everybody in here. I've seen you all at prior camps. Great to be here. Great to be with all of you. Today, what we're going to talk about, a couple of different concepts, but I really want to talk about turning defense into offense. All right? In particular, some things that we have in our kata that we do all the time, that we, in our heads, and the way we're taught, we always consider them blocks, a blocking movement, a blocking sequence. And I'm here to share with you, just like we have throughout the day, that there's different ways to interpret what we do. All right, so I'm going to explain a couple of things. We're going to warm up a little bit. We're going to warm up by engaging in some concepts that I want you to think of as you go through these movements today. Then I'll explain a couple of the different movements. Look around, think of a partner you're going to work with right now, because that's the partner you're going to work with pretty much throughout the day. All right, as we go through this for the next 40 minutes or so. So first concept as we go through here is I just want you to join me in just kind of doing this, just loosening up your joints, elbows, fingers, wrists, shoulders, okay? Pretty much what Sensei Matson was talking about here today. And you notice how I'm doing this now, just like you have water on your fingers. You're just flipping the water off your fingers. That's it. It's that snap is the second concept. So loosen up your joints, and then that snap at the end of it. Okay, now come up here. Come up as we would in a break, and I just want you to do this. At the end of the break, you're just flipping, snapping, releasing. No tightness. And the beauty of what we have heard all today from every of the masters this morning, keep doing this, was the fact that the old way. And for a number of years now, I've been working on, I don't know, Judy Durkin says looseness, but okay, now just come down, just flipping. Looseness, but the old way. Try to get rid of the tightness, okay? And it's all about energy release. Energy release. Okay, now, all I want you to do is just come out. Think of the energy that you're using right now and throw it out to the sides. Just throw it out to the sides. Throw it out to the sides. Okay, now one we're all familiar with, that eye strike, again, instead of not rigid, but I just want flip it away. Flip, 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 flip. Okay, relax. Now, I don't know if you noticed it when you were doing that. So we have a loosening up the joints, okay, in the snapping, releasing. It's going to be very important in what we do here today. And rotation. Rotation. When we were doing this, the rotation, rotation, rotation. Rotation is very important. If you think throughout your kata, there's a lot of rotation. There's a lot of rotation. This, when you do a Sanchin strike, there's actually some rotation. If we allowed it to continue, we'd be making almost a circle. So there's rotation in a lot. Rotation is energy release. It's strength. Rotation. So we're going to be doing that here today. Now I want to talk before, because I just want to explain. I don't want to talk all day. I want you to feel this. I want you to feel this. The next concept is contraction and expansion. Contraction and expansion. Throughout our kata, if you think of this as you do your kata, because it's a different concept. If you go through your kata just the same way all the time, just movements, that's all it'll ever be. You'll gain strength, you'll do all these things, but you'll never really truly understand what these movements mean. So, contraction, contraction, expansion. So if we did Kanchu, one, strike, contraction, expansion. Contraction, expansion. Okay, so think of, throughout our kata, contraction, expansion. Contraction, expansion. Expansion. So as you go through your kata, when you think of these concepts, contraction, expansion, it's throughout our kata. That concept is there. And the beauty, I was talking to someone today, that the beauty, I mean, when I think back of who put this system together, that, whether it's Mr. Maloney or Mr. Matson, or, you know, all these, one movement seems to follow the other, you know, and one builds on the other. Everything is in Sanchin. Who put that together? We're the beneficiaries of that, of what was done hundreds of years ago, and it survived. There's many systems in the original from China that never survived. Why? They didn't work. When they were brought up, this system, or this compilation of systems that brings Uechi-Ryu, tiger, crane, and dragon, has survived. So let's talk about contraction. We'll put all those together. First thing I want you to do is think about releasing energy, okay? So when you release energy, you have to start with a foundation. You have to have that, you know, you hear those concepts, energy comes from the floor. Well, how do we do that? I mean, you know, in your mind, there's mind, body, and spirit, right? So your mind tells your body what to do. That mind-body connection. When we were white belts and green belts, and your sensei said, at least my sensei said, when you stand in Sanchin, you should think of being a large stone dropped in sand. And you try to push that stone, very, very difficult. You put that large stone on another stone, and you're not up, you're not connected, and you push it, it topples over. So in my mind, I think of those analogies. So all I'm going to ask, without going through the stance, I have a whole thing on that, is sink, relax, relax, melt. I heard Gary talk about it, and it was beautiful. Melt, melt. Don't go weak. Don't be a rag doll, but don't be stiff. Just melt. And when you melt, you have to drop into your lower abdomen, drop eventually down to your legs, eventually down to your feet. Okay, let's everybody try that now. Get in the right Sanchin and just kind of drop. And you should feel the weight. If you do that, think, allow your mind to take over. Just think of everything just melting, like ice cream in the hot sun, melting. You should start to feel weight in your feet. There's a lot of weight in your feet. Not so much weight up here. Weight in your feet. That's rooting. And then your mind tells you that that weight expands out. That weight is the rock in the sand. Now, as you Sanchin step, you don't come up and lose that and come down again. You maintain that. Think of you're in waist-deep mud, cement, and you walk through with that weighted feeling. And the reason I say all this is that connection to the floor, to the ground, is so critical about what we're doing. Because even as Mr. Matson said this morning, that weightedness, even though you're higher in your feet, for that weightedness to transfer that energy is going to be that fast, that amount of time that you need to be rooted. Then, okay, so it's an off and on thing. No one fights like this. You know, no one does that, and I'm exaggerating. But any good boxer is on his feet, and when he hits, boom, he's for an instant. Okay, so those are the concepts I'm interested in. Just for review. Loose, snap, snap. When you punch, water, 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 rock. not that. Wada wada rock. When it hits, it's rock. Until it gets there, it's whip. Whip, and when it hits, it's rock. Okay? So, let's start with the first one. We'll go somewhat a movement we all know. The break. The break. And Bill? No, I'll use. So we've known this, in a Bunkai, just, it's a strangle, and we come up and break, and back fist. Okay, so this is the hit, right? This is the hit. This is the break. This is the break. This is the back fist. That's the hit. I'm gonna subscribe to you that this is a hit as well. Okay, so again, talking about the rotation, I'm only interested in this part. For this exercise, I'm only interested in this part of the block. Contraction, expansion, expansion, expansion. You notice my hands, when I come to the end of it, that's when I'm grasping. As Mr. Maloney said this morning, you should almost hear it. Okay? Now, with that concept, we're going to a middle area punch. Taking this contraction expansion, okay, instead of, all I'm going to do is bang. Okay, so all I'm doing is the movement of the block. I'm not crossing as I block and then doing that. I'm just doing this last part, the last part of the block. So, to there. Okay? And it comes right from here. It doesn't, you don't have to get it all, it's just from here. Bang. Sink as you hit. Don't, because otherwise a strong punch will knock you right over. Okay? So again, do it slowly. All I'm doing is anywhere in here, from the neck to below the ear to the temple, anything you hit with that conditioned arm or is going to do some damage. And why? Think of, and the way you can test this with your partner is just from here. All I want you to do, because if you hit someone with this, they both start and end at the same time. Okay? Then take a step away. Just use him as a dummy, his hand, and just from here. Then now release what we talked about. Bring that in and do that same movement. Devastating. Devastating. One thing that we think, Bill, one thing that, and we do it because we're very careful, that's why I said step away, if you really want to let it fly. If in the street or anyplace else, you just place it there, and that's, you're expecting a lot of outcome, not going to happen. Okay? And if you tighten up too much, okay, you're going to do some damage and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Being hit here, it's going to hurt. But from here, when just in loose, right? Hitting that rotation. Notice I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm rotating both. Rotating, which gets that out, that. Boom. Now, combine that with the unconscious breath. Don't hold your breath while you're doing that. Okay? What Mr. Madsen talked about, Mr. Gittes talked about. Right? That innocent punch, he's going to punch me. Bang. Gone. And and all that is a block that we do, and in my mind's eye for years and years, it's a block. That's a block. I want to get that. I want to get to that. Now, okay? So, all I want you to do now is just try that without a partner. Just from here, hands up just like, and just release that energy. Release energy, keep the rotation, and keep everything. So feel the snap. Feel the snap. And it comes right back to where? Sanchin. Sanchin, not that. Snap. Okay, get with your partner. Follow me. Follow me. This is the way I want you to do the first few. He punches. I just want to get the feel of this. I've blocked it out of the way, and I just want to know where that's going to go. That's all. I'm going to rotate in. That's all I want you to do. Do a couple of those. Bang. I'm going to do it to Bill. Okay, so you saw what Bill did. Yeah. Bill did block first, then hit.
All at the same time.
This is all at the same time. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's try that a couple times back and forth, please. Listen up. Great, some good stuff. Now, a couple of things to just bring to your attention because it's the first time you're really doing this, experience it, maybe. There is the strict movement. This, I see a lot of people trying to be strict to the kata, strict to the movement. Let it flow. Remember we were talking about, let your arms flow. From here, the punch is coming in, bang. In slow motion, it's the same movement, but elongated. Elongated. Same movement, elongated. Okay, so think of that. Just let your energy, release it. Release it. Doing this, you're still pent up. No. Okay. Just, here comes the punch, bang. It's almost like a jab, but, okay? That's block number one. That's block number one. We're going to do another variant of this similar movement, only for more of a lower punch. Okay, so here's the next one. Same concepts, right? Don't forget the concepts. The looseness, water until it hits. Rotation. Compact release. And then the release of energy. When you hit, don't be the wobbly. Okay, when you hit, whoom, everything sinks, as Mr. Maloney said today. Sit when you hit. Applies to everything we do. Okay, next. Sanchin. Okay, so the last movement of Sanchin here. Okay. Beautiful blocking movement. Okay. That's a great block. So if Bill throws a left front kick and then followed by a right punch, okay, so it's, okay, so 1, 2. It's a variation. What I want you to do here is same concepts, Bill. Same concepts. Okay? He comes in with a low punch trying to take out my ribs. Same movement. Same movement. Right? That's all it is. Right? So now, I'm going to take that same movement. He comes in, hands up. And if I want to add the knee into it, if I'm close enough, I can do that. But hit, kick. Because that's the hidden movement in that. Right? But let's just concentrate on the hand movement. So once again, what I want you to do is, everybody knows Sanchin, right? Pretty much? Okay. I want you to step forward, strike, come back, and perform that beautiful block. Blocking movement. Okay, again. Strike, come back, here. And then, of course, you know we go in boom, boom, boom. All right, so now I want you to take that same beautiful crane movement and add all the concepts that we talked about. Looseness, rotation, right? Rotation, and energy release. Don't place, release. Let your arms, let your hands, let your conditioned arm, let your movement work for you. Don't try to make the movement work for you, let it work for you. Ready? All I want you to do, you don't even have to, let's not lift the legs. Let's just go from here. Okay, so you would be, right, dropping the left hand and hitting with the right. Ready? Go. And that's it. Release, 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 release. Now, just to show you it's the same movement. Same movement. Soft, soft, and that's important to remember. It looks soft, but it's really not. And this is going to be proof positive of it. Okay, so one more. This is what I want you to do. Start off slow. Start off slow. Swept out of the way and hit at the same time. That's just the move. Wherever I choose to hit here. And then obviously from here, if that didn't work, you know, you go into the next movement, which is here or here. Okay? All I'm doing is taking that movement, hit, and lock them up. We won't do that. But it just to show you, it keep on flowing. Okay, so everybody got that? Low punch and hit. Now remember, Uechi-Kata are forward. Forward. Very few, if any, kata, we may turn, but we don't go backwards. Okay, so with that, don't step back and do it. Go right into the, now he goes to throw the other punch. Just drop, 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 hit. All kinds of variations, but we'll just work this one. Okay, do it with your partner. Okay, now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to be able to, and you're all being very careful, and I appreciate that. Even though we have an EMT outside, I prefer her not to come in here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. So, if you haven't had a chance to let this release, okay, your partner is just going to be a dummy. No offense, Bill.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you just step in, punch. Okay, so that's what I'm going to deal with. Okay, that's what I'm going to deal with. So I'm just going to be on the outside of his hand, and I would be here. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I want to feel that release. Remember, energy going out both ways. So when we make that block, remember, it doesn't stop here.
No.
Okay, that block, that you're clearing the way. But when you hit, no Sanchin. This is Sanchin. Okay? So step back from your partner and let it, don't throw your arms wild. Keep to the concept. But don't be so rigid here. Just let it fly out. Okay? Sit when you hit. So don't up here. When you go to hit, when you go to deliver that energy, it's almost like, it's like pushing the beach ball under the water. It pops up. It pops up. Boom! And then I'm ready to go again. Okay? Try it. You're all kind. Very kind. I appreciate that. But again, it just shows you what's in the kata if you only open your eyes. Now, I'm not saying that every white belt, green belt, brown belt, basics, basics, basics. Master the basics, because the basics will bring you to where you need to be. You know, I'm coming up on 49 years, and I am now, my workout is basics, and exploring. So I'm going to show you just one more, and I'll end with this one. I don't think we'll have a chance to do it, but again, wrist blocks that we do all the time, okay? Now there's many applications, right? Many applications, you know, single, okay, double, you know. He throws a left punch and bang.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's that, there's bang, 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 bang. Okay, I'm gonna show the fishtail blocks with centrifugal force. Centrifugal, okay? So here it is. This is when someone's coming in with to either throw a punch, yeah. But most people, the untrained people in the street.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. When I used to, as a trooper down in working the bike races, and you'd watch these fights, everybody, you very rarely saw anybody, boom, 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 you know, they were all like, you know, that. I pray for those. Okay, so slowly, okay, hand up, all right. I am going to let his rotation guide me. Hands up, boom. All right. That open hand to the carotid to under the ear.
How you doing?
Okay. It's not a big circle. It's almost like out of Bagua, the internal systems, where I am just whack. But, and what that is, well, where is that? What?
Look at that.
That's
Wow.
it. That's it.
Wow.
Okay, so again. Now you can do an open hand, or you could, however you want to do your hand, however you want to form your hand is fine. It could be a chop, it could be an open side, it could be a ridge hand. It's the concept. It's the concept. Particularly if you got a guy like Gene Dunn throwing a haymaker, and I have all I can do is to do this. I just want to go with it.
Look at that.
Here I am. You know, fun stuff, and I don't think we have time to really, you can try that. I think we have 3 minutes left. My timer hasn't gone off, so until it goes off. So put your hands up, throw them, and all I want you to do is keep your rotation, your centrifugal force, and you don't have to wind up. Just do this. Do this. Whack. That's all. That's all I want you to do. Let me close in 5 minutes then. 5 minutes. Okay. Kata, kata, kata. Kata is is the beauty of this system. And you've seen that all day long. What you can take from the kata, and if you've heard one master from Maloney to Matson to Durkin to Thompson and all the others talk about, what does the first thing say? This is right in the kata. This is right in Sanchin. And you're sitting there going, Mr. Thompson was like, huh? I've got my suitcases packed if you really think this is crazy stuff. And it isn't. It isn't. It's so you can see where what you think is obvious is not that obvious. And it's up to you, through your years of study, trial and error. Come to things like this. Work with other advanced teachers, and sometimes not so advanced. I learned from something, today, just watching you, you've made my karate better. You've made my karate better by seeing how people interpret the move, you know, and does it make sense? And no one says you're going to get out of bed tomorrow morning and boom, I've got that down. Thousands of repetitions. I try every day or every other day, do 1,000 repetitions of something, some part of the kata. And I do it in the cemetery so no one can see me. Yeah, walk the cemetery. I've tried walking down my neighborhood and it's just, yeah. 1,000 repetition, that's my goal. That's my goal. And it builds muscle memory. But when you start doing it just to get through it, well, one thing's happening. Maybe you're actually becoming more natural. But if you find yourself really, you're not putting any of the concepts together with it, stop. It's just wasted movement then, right? So basics, allow yourself to explore, absorb, release energy, release energy. Those opening exercises, I'm going to be doing those that Sensei Matson talked about. They were beautiful. And it validates what Sensei Geddes and others and myself have now realized after years of pounding and maybe that built a foundation for us. I don't know. But I think you'll all have the chance to be on the path. And it's a great path to be on. So, any questions? Thank you very much.
Sensei, great job.